Immaculate is directed by Michael Mohan and is produced by Sydney Sweeney, also starring her. And the film follows a young woman devout of faith who is invited to reside at a picture-perfect Italian convent, but slowly realises that the convent harbours are terrifying secrets. And of course, Sydney Sweeney's character Celia is basically pregnant, and of course the father and the priest are asking her questions like, did you have sex with another man, or do you brought a man with you? Do you have sexual intercourse with anyone? Discovers that she is fallen into a frozen lake and she died for several minutes, and then of course she came back as a nun and she believes that she's a miracle. Now of course, going to this movie, I didn't really have much high expectations because when I saw the trailer for it, it does pique my interest. I thought that looks actually quite interesting. And of course, Sydney Sweeney, where we'll talk about in the moment very soon in my review. And so I was kind of curious about this movie, so I was kind of like, okay, let's see this one about. I want to check this one out. And funnily enough, 2 nights ago, I did actually saw this at my local cinema. I was an insider, so I got an early screening for this movie. So I went to see this film, and I didn't really had much hype around this. I was kind of curious about this film overall. And for what I've seen from the reactions for the film is either split in the middle. Some people will love this movie, others will hate it. Where I stand on it, to be honest, guys, I don't love this movie, but I didn't hate it either. Not a movie I would watch again on rewatches, but I do appreciate it for what it was trying to convey and what it was trying to do. But that being said, let's just get into the things that I love about it before I go into the things that I may not like, or maybe it's something they could have done better. I will start off by saying that Michael Mohan's directing here is actually pretty solid. I think he does bring some kind of vibe to this movie, this horror, gothic, suspense thriller into this movie, which I really, really liked, and I do appreciate this. Sydney Sweeney's passion project that she wanted to make, even though it's been around for quite a long time and it didn't pick up, it didn't go with it. And of course, since now Sydney Sweeney has become the talk of the town and she's becoming a big talk for the actress, let's not say that Sydney Sweeney has grown on me quite a lot since I've seen Anyone But You, and of course most recently this year with Madam Web, which that film wasn't that good. The more I think about it, the more I like that more, but that's a horror thing. Check my review if you want to know my thoughts on that film. And let's just say, Sydney Sweeney, I can see why guys go for her. And to quote from the In-Betweeners,
yeah, she looks quite fit. Very fit.
Sorry, I have to bring that up because that has to be mentioned. I do think, I don't know, Sydney Sweeney is starting to grow on me a little bit. Maybe I'm starting to have a little thing for her a little bit, but that's besides. Speaking of that, Sydney Sweeney's performance in this movie does bring that energy, that performance she brings. It's not that same type of performance what we've seen her before. This is kind of different from what we've seen from our movies we've seen, or that TV show that Euphoria, I think that's called Euphoria. I can't pronounce that. The one she's in, I've not seen the show. I can't really tell you. Performance is always great, and I do think she does give an excellent performance, and she's probably the highlight for the movie. I can see her as winning this Oscar-winning performance. Maybe not for this movie, but maybe in the future movies that she's going to be in, she might win an Oscar for something, because her performance was really good. I think there's potential there. As far as the other actors go, I think everyone does overall a solid performance. Everyone give a great performance there. So many things about this movie that it tries to convey with the whole religion stuff, which I do have mixed feelings on it. I don't mind going for a full-on religion movie if it's done well. If it's done well in the sense, if it's well handled, well written. This one, I do see it, but it didn't really give me much detail. It's because there's so many left to desire with the script and the story choices in the film. Certain aspects does go over people's heads a little bit. It does go through a little of that emotions. Of course, it did feel like it rushed a few things. It did brush off certain aspects of the film that kind of rushed. It didn't really slow down or give a chance to see what's going on. But I will say I do give this film props that the cinematography here is absolutely stunning, especially with the candlelight scene where Celia walks through the building during the night and you see her holding the candles and trying to figure out what's going on. The tension is there. I do feel the tension up. There were a couple of moments I was kind of gripping tight to my seat. There were a couple of moments I had to step away from the screen and look away because I thought something bad's going to happen. Speaking of that, this film is very, very disturbing. It has some gruesome and gory imagery, which I will admit, just to warn you guys, if you cannot handle blood, because this is an 18 here in the UK, and of course rated R if you live in America. This is basically a dark, gothic horror type of movie, but with suspense thriller to it. I wouldn't say it's not a full and scary movie, but there are some few kills in there, especially this one scene with one nun who is basically jealous of Seal because how she's got pregnant that she's not, because she's got jealous that's supposed to be her. Of course, she just jumps off the high building and you see her getting splattered. If you've seen the trailer, you know what I'm talking about. That's a minor spoiler there. There are some story images, especially where you turn her face over, you see her face all mangled up. There are some couple of just bloody moments. There were times I had to look away or kind of cringe, like, oh, ugh, eesh. And of course, the final scene in the movie, which I'm not going to spoil, but it is quite shocking. And Sydney Sweeney's performance in that ending scene is pretty much icing on the cake. It is probably the best one I've seen from her, because by the end of the film, I kind of left my jaw dropped like this.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
What in the actual That is how I reacted. What the F is that? Holy crap. Not in a bad way, in a good way. Immaculate, I wouldn't call it an absolute favourite. I wouldn't say it's a great film. It's not a bad movie by any means. There are some great moments. There are some things to go with. The story and the cinematography and the performance all around is great, especially Sydney Sweeney overall. As far as this movie goes, I don't think I would watch this film again. Maybe not in the near future. Maybe I would go back and watch this just to see if my opinion changes on it at some certain point, or maybe I'll appreciate it a little bit more. I'm kind of in the middle of the road. So I didn't love it, I didn't hate it. I think it's middle road for me. I'm just kind of mixed feelings on the movie. I'm going to give Immaculate a C+. I would say I do recommend you guys checking this out if you want to. It's all up to you. If you're into like this disturbing imagery, gory, horror, suspense thriller, you might love this movie. You will probably like it. Or if you like Sydney Sweeney, you just want to see her thing, yeah, go and see it. If you're not, probably skip this one. I'll just say skip this one. Overall, that's my thoughts on Immaculate. And of course, comment down below, guys, and tell me what do you think of this film. Have you seen it? Do you love it? Do you like it? Or do you think it's alright? Or do you hate it? Whatever the case is, comment down below and tell me what you think. And of course, guys, like, comment, subscribe, hit that icon bell for more future videos like this. Until next time, see ya!